For about 5 or so days now, depending on when I actually get around to filming, one question has plagued Jasmine's mind, taken over her life. It is all she can think about, even dream about. Nothing has been able to tear her brain away from this question. Just go right here. I want me to look. Okay, just, okay. I just can't figure it out. There's just so many factors to consider. The engineer's design is beautifully intricate, but so overly complicated. And the stonemason was simple, but out of the box. And I just found that the stonemason's attitude was much more of a can-do attitude, whereas the engineer only had criticisms to make, but then his criticisms were incredibly valid. I created a criteria. I created an extended criteria with points based on dedication, ingenuity. That's not. Wait. What's the question you're trying to answer? Team engineer, team stonemason. Which side? That's the. That's not the question. You're supposed to. That's not the question. That's not the question we wanted you to answer. We were hoping you could give some insight on how you think. See. Got you. How I think ancient Egyptians raised an obelisk, not whether I'm team stonemason or team engineer. Yeah. I'm fine. Just it's fine. Yeah, no. I didn't. It's all good. I don't even worry about how much time I spent thinking about this. I'm gonna go back to the drawing board, and I'll get back to you in about an hour. For about an hour or so now, yet one question has plagued Jasmine's mind, taken over her life. It is all she can think about, even dream about. Nothing been able to tear her brain away from this question. How did ancient Egyptians raise an obelisk? I believe that both the stonemason and the engineer in the documentary had some very good ideas. However, I believe they're both flawed in different ways. The stonemason's idea was very out of the box. However, there's far too much room for error. I believe that when it came to something as difficult to craft and transport as an obelisk, they would want as little room for error as possible. Now, the engineer's method, very well thought out. For starters, the amount of lumber used to create his mechanism, I believe, would have been more lumber than they would have wanted to use for this. Now, lumber was still used in various cases, but they would have wanted to use as little as possible, as it was not as easy to come by as other regions. However, his use of a log as a roller was appropriate, as rollers were one of the very commonly used tools in construction and engineering in ancient Egypt. Now, here's my theory. Alright, so here we have the platform with the little groove in it that will fit the obelisk. Here we have a little obelisk. So let's say the obelisk has already been transported and it is in position. Alright, now we've got a roller. Now I do believe that if the sand did not have enough friction, that some sort of platform could have been used underneath the roller. We can just use this little bit of cardstock, so maybe something made of wood that could be used under the roller to create more friction that the sand could not offer. So I think that a roller was placed underneath the obelisk, and if it could not be placed just at this height, then some sort of lever would be placed under the obelisk with a heavy amount of weight to lift it up slightly on the other end. I'm sure an extremely heavy stone to lift it up just this little much wouldn't have been too difficult to come by, so that a roller could be slipped underneath. Alright, so now we have the roller underneath the obelisk, and these are our ropes. Yes, they are alligator clips. I did not have any actual string. And I try not to go to the store very often because, you know, pandemic. Right, so we have obelisk in the groove, roller. The roller is, okay, rope in place. Imagine just a ton of people pulling, probably prisoners of some form, and then a ton more people rolling the roller underneath. So then the roller gets rolled, the rope gets pulled, people come forward slightly, roller gets rolled, people pull, roller gets rolled, people pull, roller gets rolled, and then it is placed. Now there'll probably be more ropes on this side to ensure that it doesn't just topple over this way. But yeah. A very cheaply made clay model.
Wow! Woohoo!
I made mistakes.
Wow! Wow! Woohoo! Wow! Woohoo! Woohoo!
There are ropes. Yes, they are alligator clips. I did not have any actual string.